Hey everybody, welcome to another video here on the 67 Stang channel. So in the last video, at least I think it was the last video, we had taken the old girl out and got her tuned, got the Sniper all set up, that good old Sniper 1100 that I put on here. You know, it had not been running great after I after I changed out the timing chain. And I was worried about trying to tinker with it too much because I really didn't understand the Sniper system. So I took it and had it professionally tuned at Queen City Speed Shop up in Gainesville, Georgia, and Eric did a great job on that. So I thought I'd give you a quick update on it. Shall we? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, guys, so as I was just saying, had gotten the car tuned, and it's been several weeks since I had that done there, and just thought I'd give you a quick update. I expect this video is probably going to be fairly short there, but as you saw, he went in, we went in test drives while he had the computer hooked up, and he was able to dial the Sniper in pretty darn good. She was running so much better. He fixed a lot of the problems that I created. You know, when I put the new timing chain in, I should have, now let me back that up. I did put the distributor back to top dead center, 0 degrees, no advance or retard on the timing or anything like that. And the car ran. I then adjusted the the distributor some, trying to make it run better. And what I should have done that I didn't do is go back and completely reset the whole Sniper system and start over with the Wizard. I should have verified the timing on the distributor in there to make sure I had that correct and all that. I should have done all that. I didn't. I don't know why I didn't. I just didn't there. So she was running pretty bad. Matter of fact, she was running really rough. You'd start her up. She was shaking really bad. She'd warm up. She'd get a little bit better. But anytime I came to a stop, she would shake pretty rough. And, you know, it's an inline six. There's no offsetting cylinders like you have with a V8 or anything like that. She should run pretty darn smooth from what I understand with motors. And again, no mechanic here, just what I've seen and read and all those things out there. So I took it up to Eric, and he was able to correct my mistakes and get her dialed in. Before I took her up there, and I'll show y'all this, I've been tracking the fuel on this car since, well, for a while now. Initially, it was because the fuel gauge had quit working in there, and so I couldn't really gauge how much gas I had in the tank, so I was tracking mileage for that, just to keep an eye on it. And then, I've just continued that, even though the Dakota digital gauges and the sender for the Holley system and all that work great. I know how much gas I have now. I've kept doing it, but that's allowed me to track gas mileage. And before I did all the timing chain stuff and whatnot, I was able to get around 16 to 17 miles a gallon in there. And again, that was just running the rough tune off the Wizard in the Sniper and all that. So, not too bad, not too shabby, I didn't think. So after I did the timing chain, that number had dropped down to between 11 and 12 miles to the gallon, a lot worse than what it was. This past weekend, I took the car, I've been driving it around, obviously, and I found that I needed gas, okay? I'd gone down, it was starting to get below a quarter of a tank, and I don't like to run any car, let alone an old car, below a quarter of a tank. Just because, again, I have new gauges, everything should be fine. I just have learned with old cars like this, you can't always trust the gas gauge. Again, not the case here, just a habit I've gotten into, because before with the original gas gauge on this car, as well as the 66 Mustang I've had. And I've had a 68 Mustang that looked pretty much just like the old 67 here, except she had a 302 in her. And you just couldn't trust the gas gauges. So I've just gotten the habit. Once I get down to about a quarter of a tank, I try to fill her up. And with new cars, again, I've heard that you can get trash and stuff towards the bottom of the tank where it tends to settle. And the lower you get, the more chance it can suck it up, which is not good for injectors and so on. Anyway, that was way overkill for the sake of this video. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So I went and filled her up. And I didn't really think I had driven that many miles. But apparently I had. I had driven a good number, as I will put in somewhere up in here. There was over 200, I believe, since my spreadsheet is in the house and I'm out here. I should have checked this, but anyway, I didn't. So I've driven a goodly number of miles, and so I ran the numbers, and now I'm back up at over 17, almost 17 and a half miles a gallon. And this is the thing, that isn't a full tank. Part of that tank, and a good chunk of it, actually had been done on the bad tune up there. Probably at least a quarter of a tank, maybe more, had been on that old tune. I did have some, make sure I had at least a good amount, at least half a tank or whatever, when I took it up there to get tuned, because I figured we were going to have to test drive it and run it and all that stuff. So I want to make sure we had gas in it. But again, just driving it with half to 3/4 of a tank on the new tune, filling it up, again, back to over 17 miles to the gallon. So I can't wait to see what happens on this tank, because we just filled it up with the new tune. See how much better our gas mileage is. And I can tell you, she's running great. She's running smooth. We're gonna go for a drive here in just a minute. Here, so you can kind of see how good she's doing and whatnot. I think you'll be impressed. But the other thing I'm going to try to do is, after the tune, after I've been driving it a long time, because I drove it for, a couple of hours, I think, after we left Gainesville on the tune, just because I was enjoying driving it so much. And we got some weird caterpillars running around in the garage floor. Don't know where those came from. Anyway, I'm sidetracked for that. But we had the fuel pump that was making that noise. I have not gotten it to make that noise again since we came back from getting it tuned. But I've only gone on short drives, 30 minutes or less driving. So I'm going to try to take it out while we have some wonderful weather. It's supposed to start raining this weekend here, and it's my anniversary weekend, 34 years of marriage to my lovely wife. So yay me. Not so much yay her. I don't know why she sticks. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so I'm going to go for a drive, take it out for a while, see if we can't get that noise, because somebody suggested it may be a vent problem with the tank, because it's a non-vented tank that I know of there. So maybe that is the issue. It built up enough pressure in the tank that was the noise I was hearing, was maybe some of the pressure leaking out somewhere. I don't know. Or maybe causing the pump to have cavitation. Somebody mentioned that. Had a couple other suggestions there. Obviously, one was that the pump is going bad and that Holley pumps are garbage. I've heard that. And so on. But anyway, yeah, let's go ahead. We'll give her a cold start. See how she does. I'm going to move you around so you can kind of see better. And maybe hear better. Let's see. Yeah, you're seeing pretty good. I was only seeing a little screen. Okay. Let's get in. Crank her up. Okay, fired up pretty darn good. Certainly a lot better, and she's not shaking nearly. Yeah, she's got a little shake to her, but nothing like she was before. I thought she was going to rattle my teeth out of my head. There. So let's get ready to go for a drive, shall we? Now, move you around for a second. Okay guys, so off we go for our little test drive here. So I'm going to drive around. I'm not going to record it all. I don't even think I'm going to do time lapse on this because I'm just going to go out for a drive and see how she does. I've got let me pull you off here so you can kind of see, not quite a full tank of gas, but pretty close to it. So we're just going to go drive around and see how we do. Very good. I will get on going and see if we can get that noise to come back, see if we can figure out what it is. So off we go. So I've been driving for 45, turn that down so I don't get copyright strike. Anyway, I've been driving for 45 to 50 minutes, maybe even a little longer than that. So far, I'm not hearing that fuel pump making any noise at all. She's driving great. I had her out on the highway at highway speeds, and she was doing good. We'll say this, the front end gets a little squirrely when you get up to 70 miles an hour or so. Maybe tighten up the steering box a little more, but yeah, again, back to the fuel pump, nothing noisy there so far. It's been good, so I'm just going to keep on driving her on this gorgeous day. You know, gosh darn, having to drive a classic car on a nice, pretty sunny, cool day with low humidity. It's, you know, the sacrifices I make for this channel. I tell you guys, it's rough sometimes. Okay, let's go back to driving. Okay, we're pulling back in the neighborhood after driving a good bit longer. As you can see, I think I may be hearing that noise from the fuel pump, which we'll go find out when we pull into the driveway. But aside from possible fuel pump noise now, and we're still at between 1/2 and 3/4 of a tank of gas, according to the gauge. Yep, I definitely think I hear that noise. I definitely think I hear that noise. Okay. Yep. See, the wife came and swapped out vehicles, so let's get out after we put the car in park and see if we're hearing that noise. Let me switch you off this. Okay. Car. Oh yeah. Definitely hear that noise. Okay, so let's see. Let's see if we open this. Okay. Opening that up to let it vent does not seem to help. So definitely seems to happen more than, or when you drive it for a long time. And definitely, I don't think it has anything to do with the gas level, because like I said, I've definitely got more gas in there. You can see the gas gauge, at least I think you can see the gauge. Let's get you in closer. Definitely see it now. So, otherwise, she seems to be running good. I just don't know what that noise is. Well, you know what? That sounds like she's kind of surgy. Let's check the gas, the pressure. It's a little over 60 pounds. Okay. Let's turn it off and then back on again and see if that makes a difference. I can stop the door from cringing into my... Okay. Shut her off. A second. Let's check what the pressure is with her shut off real quick, because I know it will hold for a little bit. But she does bleed off a little bit, so she's gone down to below 60, just above 50. And bleeding off slowly. So let's crank her back up. I need to clean that screen off of that Sniper. Okay, oops. Didn't mean to. Back to that. Yep, still hearing the noise. Pressure's back up. Okay. I'm not sure. Let's pull her back into the garage. Okay, I thought I would try one other thing. Since the car has been sitting for a couple hours since we got back from our long ride, see if it was still making that noise. See if letting it sit makes a difference. And I don't know if that'll tell me anything. I can't think of what it'll tell me. But I'm going to put you back here near the back of the car where the noise comes from, and you can let me know what you hear as I go in to crank the car Of course, I guess I should leave the mic back here and not on me, because that doesn't do any good, does it? Let me do that too. Okay, put you back up here near the thing. There we go, and we'll get in and crank her up and see how she does. Okay, no noise. It's not making the noise anymore. I am hearing a hissing noise like air. Can't tell. Okay, I can down here, not sure if the mic's picking it up, hear the fuel pump. It's not nearly as loud as it was before, but I can certainly hear it. Huh. I don't know. I do not know. I don't know. I really don't know. Huh. Oh well, we'll keep on going and see how it works. At this point, I don't know if the pump's bad or what. Like I said, I hear that kind of air noise. I'm at the front of the car. I think I hear it more from the back, but I'm not sure. Oh well. Well. Go ahead and turn the car off. Well, guys, I don't know. That's so weird. I don't know. Anyway, guys, that's it. I appreciate you watching. You know, love all the support we're up to, and I know in grand scheme of things this is a lot, but we're up to over 1,100 subscribers to the channel, which is amazing for a channel to me that I made mainly for my dad to be able to track the updates to the car, because he is the original owner, as well as the second owner's family that lives up in the New York area. Just so everybody keep up with what's happening, but apparently there's some good bit of interest out there from others. So with that, guys, thank you so much. Really appreciate all the support, as I was saying. Don't forget, we do have a website that's linked in the description below, and a very small merch store if you want some t-shirts, mugs, or things like that. Nothing fancy, just a couple of designs and stuff I put together. So with that, guys, thanks so much, and I'll see y'all in the next video. That's a pretty red car behind me. Of course, not as pretty as the yellow car, personally. Just don't tell my wife I said that. Or at this 34th wedding anniversary that we're celebrating this weekend might be the last. But, you know, it's just not better than two Mustangs side by side, right? That's just a perfect garage. I think so. Ooh, let's go see what Finn's doing, shall we? We haven't seen a Finn update in a while. Well, there's a Koopy. There's the Koopy. There's the Finny. And there's the Cinny Minnie. Finn is going to get a toy, I bet, because he wants to play Chasey. Yep, he's getting a toy. And that's his favorite game, is to play Chasey. Say hi, Cinny Minnie. Say hi there. That's our Cinny Minnie kitty. There goes Finn with his toys. Oh well. Bye, y'all. Have a great Labor Day weekend.